So Luke, why don't you tell everybody what this video is all about?
It's about the diabetes walk from the American Diabetes Association.
And what day is the walk?
September 29th.
And what are we trying to do?
We're trying to raise money for a cure for diabetes.
Okay, so tell me, when were you diagnosed with diabetes?
In February.
Okay, and what is diabetes?
It's when your pancreas won't make insulin.
And why is insulin important?
It's like a key to unlock a door so then the sugars can get in the cells.
And what happens if the sugar doesn't get in the cells?
My sugar gets high.
Yeah, and why do we need sugar?
To give us the energy.
Okay, and so if your blood sugar gets too high, then what can happen?
I can get ketones, which make you really sick.
Have you ever had ketones?
I've had a trace of ketones, which is like 3 ketones.
So you want to keep your blood sugar between a certain level, right?
Yeah.
And what is that level?
70 through 150.
Okay. And so what does a typical day look like for you now that you have diabetes compared with before?
It looks probably a little bit different.
Yeah? What are some of the things that you have to do now that you have
I
diabetes?
have to take insulin through my insulin pump.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how do you check your blood sugar?
I put a strip in this little machine. I prick my finger, and then I draw the blood from my finger to the machine, and it does a countdown from 5 to 1, and then it has my sugar level.
And how many times a day do you have to do that?
8 to 10.
Yeah.
Soon it'll be 4 to 5.
Yeah, because you're going to have a continuous glucose monitor?
Yes.
And does that hurt when you have to prick your finger?
Of course it doesn't.
No? Okay, and when you eat, what's the most important thing that we're aware of when you eat something?
I have to check my blood sugar and take insulin.
Okay. What are we accounting for when we eat?
Carbs.
Carbs?
Carbohydrates.
Okay, and then we plug that into the pump, and then it's smart enough to tell us how much insulin to give you?
Yep.
All right. So what did you do this summer that was kind of neat?
I did a ton of stuff.
Did you go someplace really cool that talked about diabetes?
Yeah, I went to a camp.
What was the name of it?
Camp KGH.
What was the coolest part about the camp?
It was really fun.
Yeah. So what are some of the neat things?
And all the kids were diabetics.
Yeah. So did you meet lots of kids with diabetes?
I did.
Okay. So would you tell kids who have diabetes that it's something that's scary or not so scary?
Not scary.
No? Can you still do all the other things that kids do?
Uh-huh.
What about shots if you don't have a pump?
They don't hurt.
They don't hurt too bad? You get used to them?
Very used to them.
Well, what are the things that you like to do that make you happy?
The pump.
You like to play with the pump?
No, I don't like to play with it.
No.
But I like using it.
What about activities and different things? What do you like to do?
I like playing piano. I like playing the Wii. I like watching TV. I like playing hoops. I like playing with my brothers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So you pretty much live just a normal life, even though you're a diabetic, huh?
Mhm.
And what do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to play piano.
You play piano?
Yeah, I do.
So will you play a couple of songs for everybody?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's hear what you got.
Okay.
Luke, why don't you start with, do you know how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear it. That's kind of like the rock and roll version of Mary Had a Little Lamb. Do you know any Bach?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you got. What was the name of that? name of that song?
Minuet.
Okay. Do you know any Beethoven?
I do.
All right. Excellent. That was great. What about what's the other Bach song that you know? And what's the name
his
of it?
first prelude.
Okay.
Or
Try-
the old tempered clavier.
We'll play a little bit of the first prelude. That's pretty cool. Now you write some of your own stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you play a little bit of your first symphony?
Which movement do you want?
Start with the first and then go into the second.
Okay. That was nice. How about, can you play one more? Maybe your eighth? I'll play two more. My eighth and then one. And then on Yonder Rock Reclining.
Really nice. Thanks for that concert. Now, what would you like? What would you like to say to these people?
Thank you so much for supporting me, and I hope you love this video.
And we'll see you on the 29th of September.
That's right.
High five.